G'day, Baz here from buildsbybaz.com, and I'm about to start moving on with a number of different parts of this, including putting that air compressor inside the fuselage here to run all the RCS ports via a series of valves, which will be controlled from the cockpit. Also, I want to put the doors on the undercarriage that actually fill the hole when the undercarriage retracts, and I'm in the middle right now of putting on the wings. So if you see the nacelle there sticking out from the side of the aircraft, the wings actually stick out about a nacelle and a half, roughly. So in this shed where I have little room, and I've got machinery all around, I've got a little bit of room on this side, and I've got a little bit of room on that side, but not enough on both sides for a wing. So all I'll be doing is pushing it over that way to do that wing, and then when I'm finished I'll push it that way to do that wing. Both wings are removable, and they need a bit of support in them because they've got to support the cannons here, which are turned wood. They are hollow. They've got a very thin steel reinforcing pipe down the centre. So I could turn them into an LPG cannon at some point, but there's a lot of legalities here in Australia that I'd need to seek, and it may be more trouble than it's worth. But at the moment I've just put in the removable wing roots, and they slide into the chassis. I don't know if you can see in there. There's the chassis there, and that's sitting across the rails from the centre. Just let me line that up. There we go. So the wings will actually attach to that, and then I'll be able to just pull them out as I need to and store them so that they're out of the way. Once all that gets fiberglass back in. Anyway, that's the plan, Stan. And so far the sound and the fans are just coming along beautifully. I've still got to get this top nacelle off. The tail fin's just kind of sitting on it at the moment. It's got a recess that it sits in, so it always goes in the right place. Fairly easy to climb up a ladder and pull that off, but to get this nacelle out, I'm going to need a couple of blokes to give me a hand. I'm thinking about making a lightweight, what would you call it, like a rolling gantry, or even a wire cable going from the top of the shed over there up to the top of the shed over there, and then I can just run a pulley along it that I can winch that up to it, slide it along, and then lower it down here where I can work on it. There's a little bit of infrastructure to go in there. We've got over there on the floor, we've got the drive shaft for the rear turbine, and all that's got to go in there. And then I've got to cut holes in the bottom through into the engine block to run down into the pulleys and everything that are in the centre there on the central drive shaft. So there's a bit to do, but we'll get there. Anyway, I thought I'd just let everyone know what's going on there. There's a few people saying hurry up and finish the bloody thing. I feel exactly the same way. But before I start fiberglassing this thing and spending the money on all the boat coat resin, I've got all the mat. I need to make sure that everything's in that I want to be in, because it's much easier to cut open polystyrene, get that done, and then I can fix it up and glass it all up. Anyway, I'll try to update the website as soon as I can. Right now, most of it's on Facebook and YouTube, but if you want to have a look at the rest of the build, www.buildsbybaz.com. Cheers.